For our session today, we will be having deciles of group data. Now, this will be our formula. So let's get to know the formula first before using it. So you have here the formula for the decile of K, meaning K is any number. Now, L is simply the lower boundary of the class that contains the decile that we are looking for. So take note of that. L is the lower boundary of the class that contains the decile that we are looking for. You have there K. K is any value from 1 to 9. Okay? So it depends upon what is to be solved or what is the problem. So it's any value from 1 to 9. N is the total frequency. CF, that's the cumulative frequency before the class that contains the decile we are looking for. F is the frequency of the class where the decile we are looking for is located. And I is the class size. Now, let's have our first example. Now, let's compute the fourth decile of the test scores. So these are the scores and these are the number of students who got the following scores. So let's get the CF first. So that's the first thing that you're gonna do. You solve the CF. So what are you gonna write over here, section Zircon? You begin with, yes, you begin with 3. Written below 3 is what?
9.
Okay, that's 3 plus 6. That would be 9. Next to 9.
14.
9 plus 5. That's 14. Next to 14.
20.
Okay, so that's 14 plus 6. It's 20. Next to 20 is below that. So 20 plus 8. That's 28. And lastly, you'll have 30. So take note. What is K equal to here? What is the value of K?
4.
The value of K is 4. What about the value of N?
30.
Okay, so we will be using the formula Kn over 10 to find the location of the fourth decile. So just like what we did over quartiles, we need to find the location first. So how do you do that? You make use of Kn over 4. So meaning the formula Kn over, not Kn over 4, but Kn over 10. Sorry for that, correction. That's Kn over 10. So you have there 4 times 30 divided by 10. You'll get 12. So this 12 over here, go to the CF column. What is the first number that is greater than 12 there?
14.
Okay, just like what we did over quartiles. Look for the first number that is greater than 12. That's 14. This will be the class where the decile, the fourth decile, is located. Okay? So this is the location of the fourth decile. Now, from here, let's determine our L.
59.5.
How did you get 59.5? You made use of? Okay, 60
minus point.
Correct. That's 60 minus 0.5. That's totally right. You'll get 59.5 for that. What about the CF? What's the value of the CF? It's the 9. The CF before the class that contains the fourth decile is 9. Okay? What about the F? What's the frequency of the class that contains the fourth decile? 5. Okay, that's your F. Next, we have the class size. What's the class size?
5.
That's 75 minus 70. You'll get 5 there. So substituting everything to our formula, we will have this. So we have the lower boundary, that is 59.5. Kn over 4, that's 12 over here. Then we have Cf, that's 9, over F, that is 5, times the class size, that is 5. So subtract first the numerator. You'll have 12 minus 9. You'll get 3 for that. What is 3 times 5 divided by 5? You'll get 3 for that, right? 3 times 5 divided by 5 is 3. Now, 3 plus 59.5 is how much?
62.5.
There you have it. This will be the value of the fourth decile. Okay, it's 62.5. Now, let's proceed to another one. This time, let's compute the fifth decile. Okay, so what's the value of K? The value of K is 5. Now, let's have our CF first. So we begin with 3, 9, 14, 20, 28, and 30. Now, what is the value of N?
30.
This is our N. It's equal to 30. So let's make use of Kn over 10. So Kn divided by 10. So what is the value of K? That's 5 times 30 divided by 10. So 5 times 30 divided by 10 is how much?
15.
15. Okay. Let's have the 15th position. Now, where is 15 located in the CF?
20.
Okay, it's located here. This is the first number greater than 15. So meaning, this will be my reference. This will be the class that contains the fifth decile. Now, let's start with the L. What's the value of L using 65?
64.5.
64.5. You subtract 0.5 over 65. What is the value of CF?
14.
The value of CF is 14. What about the value of F?
6.
The value of F is 6. What about I?
5.
Okay, these two, you subtract that. That's equal to 5. So substituting everything to the formula, we have the fifth decile is equal to 64.5, the lower boundary, plus Kn over 10 is 15 over here. 15 minus the CF, that's 14, divided by the F, that's 6, times the I, which is 5. So we have here 64.5 plus, subtract the numerator, you get 1 over 6, multiply this by 5. So what is 1 times 5 divided by 6? Again, what is 1 times 5 divided by 6? This will give you how much? 0.83. 0.83 plus 64.5 will give you 65.33. So this is the fifth decile. Okay? Now let's proceed to our third example. We have here the ninth decile. So we are simply looking for the ninth decile now. It's the same CF. You have 3, 9, 14, 20, 28, and 30. So the value of K here is 9. The value of N is 30. So using again the formula Kn over 10. So this is 9 times 3 or 30 rather, divided by 10 is how much?
27.
27. Okay, so this is the 27th position. So where is your CF here? What is the first number greater than 27 there?
28.
28. So therefore, this is the location of the ninth decile. Okay, so let's now compute. Let's look for the L. So what's the value of L using 70?
69.5.
69.5. Subtract 0.5 over 70. You'll get that. What about the CF? What's the value of the CF?
20.
20 is the value of the CF. What about the F?
8.
The value of F is 8. The class size is how much?
5.
Okay, I is equal to 5. So substituting everything to our formula, you will have 69.5 plus kn over 4 or kn over 10, that's 27. So 27 minus 28 divided by the F is 8. Multiply this by 5. So you'll have 69.5 plus subtracting, oh wait, this is baliktad, kn, this is over, not 28, but this is 20, sorry for that, the CF is 20, not, so what is 27 minus 20? That will give us 7 over 8. Multiply this by 5. Okay? So what is 7 times 5 divided by 8?
4.375, sir, or 4.38.
So you have there 4 point, just 2 decimal places lang.
38, sir.
So you have there, let's write it down, 69.5 plus 4.38. So 4.38 plus 69.5.
73.88.
73.88. So this is the value of the ninth decile. Okay. Any questions about our first 3 examples? Is this clear, by the way?
Clear, sir.
Okay, let's proceed to our another data set. So this will be another set of scores. So you have here, let's compute the first decile. So first thing is to determine the CF. So you have there 2, then you have 9. Next to 9 is? What's next
23.
to 23? Next to 23?
31.
31. Next to 31? That's
39.
39. And lastly, that's 40. So what is the value of K?
1.
Okay, the value of K is 1. So this is our value of K now. The value of N is 40. So using Kn over 10. So this is now 1 times 40 divided by 10. So you'll get how much for this?
4.
4. Now what is the first number in the CF column that's greater than 4?
9.
9. So this will be the location. This is the location of the 4 or the first decile. Okay? Now, let's identify L. What's the value of L?
20.5.
Okay, that's 21 minus 0.5. You'll get 20.5 for that. What about the CF? What's the value of the CF here?
2.
Okay, the CF is 2. What about F?
7.
7 CF. Okay, what about the I?
5, sir.
Okay, I is equal to 5. That's 41 minus 36. Now, substituting everything to our formula. So, the first decile is the lower boundary. That's 20.5. Plus kn over 10. That's 4. 4 minus the CF. That's 2. Divided by the F. That's 7. Multiply that by the class size is 5. So let's subtract first. You have 20.5 plus, you have there 2 over 7 times 5. So what is 2 times 5 divided by 7? In 2 decimal places, please. What is 2 times 5 divided by 7?
1.43, sir.
Okay, 1.43. 1.43 plus 20.5.
21.93.
Okay, 21.93 is correct. So this is the value of the first decile. Okay, now let's proceed to another example. The same data set. So you have there 2, 9, 23, 31, 39, and 40, the values of the CF. The value of the K is now 7. The value of N is 40. So using Kn over 10, so you'll have 7 times 40 divided by 10. So you will get how much for this?
28.
28. Okay, what is the first number in the CF column that is greater than 28?
31.
31. So this will be the location of the 7th decile. Okay, now let's identify the following. Let's start with L. What is the value of L?
30.5.
Okay, 31 minus 0.5, you'll get 30.5 for that, for the lower boundary. What about the CF?
23.
23 is the CF, correct? What about the F?
8.
8 is the value of F. What about the I?
5.
Subtracting the 2, you'll get 5 for that. So substituting everything to our formula, you'll have the lower boundary, 30.5, plus Kn over 10, that's 28. 28 minus the CF is 23. Divided by the F is 8. Multiply that by I, which is 5. So let's do subtraction first. 30.5 plus, so you have 5 over 8 times 5. So what is 5 times 5 divided by 8?
3.13.
Okay, this is now 30.5 plus 3.13. Now what is 3.13 plus 30.5?
33.63.
Okay, 33.63. This is now the value of the 7th decile. Okay, now let's have our last example. Our last example, let's compute the 8th decile. So it's still the same CF. You start with 2, 7, 23, 31, 39, and 40. So the value of K is 8. The value of N is 40. So this is now using the formula Kn over 10. You have 8 times 40 divided by 10. How much is that?
32.
32. Now, what is the first number greater than 32? In the CF column, 39. Okay. So this will be the location of the 8th decile. Now, let's now compute. What is the value of L using 36?
35.5.
Okay, L is 35.5. What about the value of the CF?
31.
31. What about the value of the F?
8.
8. The value of I,
5.
5. There you go. Now, let's substitute everything to our formula. So, we now have the 8th decile is equal to the lower boundary. That's 35.5. Plus, you have there the kn over 10. That is 32. Minus the CF. That's 31. Divided by the F. F here is how much? 8 times I, which is 5. Okay, let's do subtraction first. You have there 35.5 plus, this is 1 over 8 times 5. So what is 1 times 5 divided by 8?
0.63.
0.63. So you have there 35.5 plus 0.63. So what is 35.5 plus 0.63?
36.13.
36.13. So this is the value of the 8th decile.